మనతోనే మొదలవ్వాలి. I am that change.
I am that change.
I'm that change.
I am that change.
Be that change.
Hello friends, I would like to request all of you to send the poster and the joining link to your teacher fraternity and student teachers also. Wherever you are working, send to all the teachers. In the teachers group, kindly send, because today's topic is one of the best topics, how to handle Gen Z students, how to help them learn. And the resource person is a real gem of a person, an outstanding resource person. Warm welcome everyone. Let's begin the program. Over to you, Gauri. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Good evening to everybody present here. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome all of you to the second day of our 4-day online refresher program 2026, organized by the Malangara Syrian Catholic Church Synodal Commission for Education in collaboration with Mar Theophilus Training College, Nalanda. The refresher program, scheduled from 26th May to 31st May 2026, is designed to equip teachers and relevant perspectives and approaches needed in today's rapidly evolving educational environment. The overall theme of this program focuses on the role of teachers in shaping students into responsible digital disciples, guiding them to use technology meaningfully, responsibly, and wisely in academic and personal life. Today's session, titled From Scrolling to Studying, Engaging the Distracted Generation, addresses one of the most important concerns faced by educators today: how to guide the students from passive digital consumption towards active and focused learning. We are extremely honored to have with us today's resource person, Mr. Anish M. Das, sir, Assistant Professor, Department of Mass Communication and Journalism, Government College, Calcutta. Sir's expertise and experience in media and communication will surely offer valuable insights into understanding and engaging the present generation of learners. Before we officially begin the session, I would like to invite Asha for the prayer. Over to you, Asha.
കണ്ണിമപൂട്ടു കൈകൾ കൂപ്പു കരുണാമയനീശന്റെ സാമീപ്യമറിയൂ. കണ്ണിമപൂട്ടു കൈകൾ കൂപ്പു കരുണാമയനീശന്റെ സാമീപ്യമറിയൂ. അനുദിനം നമ്മെ പരിപാലിച്ചിടും അവിടുത്തെ തിരുമുൻപിൽ വണങ്ങിനിൽപ്പൂ. കണ്ണിമപൂട്ടു കൈകൾ കൂപ്പു കരുണാമയനീശന്റെ സാമീപ്യമറിയൂ. അറിവും അലിവും എന്നിൽ നിറയുവാൻ സത്യവും ധർമ്മവും എന്നും പുലരുവാൻ. അറിവും അലിവും എന്നിൽ നിറയുവാൻ സത്യവും ധർമ്മവും എന്നും പുലരുവാൻ വരമാരി ചൊരിയൂ നീ ദേവാ. വരമാരി ചൊരിയൂ നീ ദേവാ. അകതാരിൽ രൂപം നിറഞ്ഞിടുവാൻ കണ്ണിമപൂട്ടു കൈകൾ കൂപ്പു കരുണാമയനീശന്റെ സാമീപ്യമറിയൂ.
Thank you, Asha. Now, I respectfully invite our esteemed principal, Professor Dr. Joju John, to deliver the welcome address. Over to you, sir.
Thank you very much, Gauri. Hi, friends. I would like to welcome all of you to this August assembly. This is a program jointly organized by Malangara Syrian Catholic Synodal Commission for Education and Mar Theophilus Training College. started yesterday with an outstanding session on exceptional principles of exceptional teaching, and today an exceptional program by Anis sir on catering to the Gen Z students, how to help them learn and bring out the genius inside. Dear friends, actually the vision of this program is just simple, just to build a developed nation, a value-oriented nation. That is the dream, that is the passion. With this dream in heart, Synodal Commission for Education is organizing two programs, two online refresher training programs every year. First in the month of May and second in the middle of the academic year. So I would like to welcome all of you to this August gathering. Thank you very much. And yesterday it was inaugurated by the former Secretary of the Synodal Commission, Dr. Thomas Sukuti sir, former principal of Angel College and an outstanding life skill trainer. He said, we don't need teachers today. We don't need doctors today, but we need great doctors. We need great teachers. We need inspired teachers. That was the message that he gave yesterday. And today we have assembled here to ponder on an outstanding topic, how to help our Gen Z students, the current students, learn and master things and to bring out the genius inside. And we have a great resource person with us, Anis sir. I would like to introduce him. Before that, I would like to thank more and more Baselios Cardinal Clemis Catholicos, patron of the college and the head of the Malankara Syrian Catholic Colleges, for blessing all of us in all the positive ventures, in inculcating values in the teachers and motivating the teachers. Now, all the Malankara Syrian Catholic Colleges, schools are expected to participate, and all the teachers are expected to benefit from this. That is the vision of Cardinal Clemis Catholicos. But it is not the most important vision. He wants all the teachers to get inspired, and all the teachers to be mind power managers, and all the teachers to be value inculcators. That's why we are offering this program, this 4-day training program, 2 refresher programs every year to all the teacher fraternity around India. Different parts of teachers from different parts of India are joining. That's why it's conducted in English. So I would like to request all the participants here to copy the link that I have pasted twice in the chat and send to your friends, family, colleagues, student teachers, MA teachers, TTC students, and post the link and the poster in your teacher group so that they will also come and benefit from this program. And unless we are inspired, we cannot do justice to our profession. Yesterday's fire is today's ash, and we need fire every day. Yesterday's fire, we cannot go with yesterday's fire today, because the world is changing very fast. I would like to thank more and more Baselios Cardinal Clemis Catholicos for blessing us and for inspiring teachers to come and benefit from this program, and for offering this program for the whole teacher fraternity of India. I have great gratitude to Joseph Mar Thomas, Bishop of Sultan Bathery, former principal of Martha Place Training College, and currently the chairman of Malankara Synodal Catholic Synodal Commission for Education. It is because of his vision and inspiration and guidance that we are organizing a host of programs for empowering teachers. Thank you, Pidave. Thank you very much. And His Grace would also talk to us and give his vision of exemplary teaching in the coming sessions. And I would like all of you to share the poster and the link with your friends, family, and colleagues. And we have great teachers here, senior teachers here, we have novices here, we have student teachers here, and we have a few students of Martha Place Training College, a faculty of Martha Place Training College, and the research scholars of Martha Place Training College. On behalf of the Synodal Commission and Martha's Training College family, I would like to welcome all of you to this August assembly. Dear friends, today becomes very auspicious, and the satsang becomes very significant because of the presence of today's resource person, Anish sir. He is a friend of Martha's Training College. He gives training to all the faculty of Martha's Training College once in a while. And we have given an MOU. We have signed an MOU with the Calcutta Government College, where he is journalism professor. Anish sir is a person who brings media and technology and education together. He is a journalist, and he is assistant professor in Department of Mass Communication and Journalism, Government College, Calcutta. And so his spectrum of influence is really interesting. Now he is working with education and technology, e-content creation, and he is focusing on institutional leadership, skill development, and he has contributed a lot in state level curriculum design, especially during COVID when the schools were shut down. He was one of the pillars in providing online education through TV channels and other media. And he's interested in news reporting, editing, journalism studies, new media, photojournalism, graphic design, print media production, and a host of other creative educational activities. He's not just a teacher, he's doing things practically, and he's empowering the students to bring out their works of literature, the magazines and whatnot, doing a lot. And he is contributing in academic restructuring, FY UGP coordinator of the college, and he is working with student welfare ethics role convener, Satyameva Jayati and Digi Clinic, and he is contributing to career and infrastructure coordinator, Center for Skill Development and Career Planning, member building purchase committee, etc. And no wonder Calcutta College was given the highest grade by NAC in the NAC visit as well. And he is contributing in the university level and state level as the member of PG Board of Studies in Journalism, Mass Communication, member Board of Studies in Audiovisual Communication, University of Calicut, expert in Journalism, State Council for Educational Research and Training, SCRT Kerala, member Board of Studies in Journalism and Mass Communication, St. Joseph's College, Devagiri. And I have many more things to tell. After all, above all these things, he is a great main person, amiable person, humble person, and a friend of all of us, and he's always supporting us when I have technical doubts and clarifications. He is the first one I ring up and get things clarified, and he's very close to us. Beyond everything, he is the husband of our dearest Meager teacher, our pride of Martha's Training College, the professor of English department. So let me conclude. Anish sir, thank you very much for continuously supporting us, and your presence and insights today would help us all. Warm welcome. Over to all of you, dear friends. Kindly share the poster and the link with your friends, students, and teacher fraternity. That's all from my side. Thank you. All the best. Gauri, you may invite sir for the session, please.
Thank you, sir. Without further delay, let us move into today's session. I now invite Mr. Anish M. Das sir to lead us through the session on From Scrolling to Studying, Engaging the Distracted Generation. Over to you, sir.
Sir, mute. Okay, perfect.
Okay, sorry. Good evening, everyone, and thank you, Jojo Jones sir and Gauri Nanda, for the warm and very, a little over-the-top invitation and introduction that you have given. I had posted a small message in the in-call messages just to post what is the biggest challenge you face as teachers in engaging the students these days. And some of you have already posted the comments. Rest of you, if you can just type the challenges you are facing in engaging your students in the inbox. It will be great for me to start the session. Yes, I have prepared a talk. I have prepared a presentation for you, but I would like to get inputs from the teachers. And some of the comments made by the teachers were in fact shocking for me. I didn't expect the comments. Some of them were expected, but the tone and the nature in which those comments were made was in fact a little again shocking for me. But yes, these comments happen. These ideas about the present generation, we very much share these ideas in our staff rooms, with our colleagues, with our fellow teachers. Whenever we meet, we are concerned about the present generation, how how they are going to behave. So before I start my presentation, I would like to give a disclaimer that the presentation which I am going to give will be limited, so very narrowly limited to my domain, academic domain, that is media. So media ecology will be the primary area which I'll be dealing, because these days, as someone just pointed out, children hate. There is hate toward authority figures. Yes. Why the children? Even personally, we also hate to some extent authority figures. Everyone hates authority figures. But why specifically youngsters, teenagers and children? Why do they hate authority figures? Because we are no longer an authority in any area. For example, I cannot be an authority in dealing with the topic we are discussing right now. Everyone listening to me right now have the opportunity to have better teachers, better professors, authorities who are researching in this particular topic, who can help you in a better way. Everything is in the fingertip, yes? And these children are growing up with these people, influencers, these kind of authorities. Everyone is available for them in their fingertip. And you cannot walk into a classroom and command their authority. You have to gain it. And gaining it is very difficult. So rather than being a sage in the stage, you can be a guide in the side. So teachers have to move to the sidelines. So ഗിരിപ്രഭാഷണം നടത്താനുള്ള അധ്യാപകർ അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ആളുകളാണ് എന്ന് കരുതി ക്ലാസ് മുറിയിലേക്ക് കടന്നു നിന്ന് കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ you won't be able to get the expected outcome. You have to be in the side and you can guide them. And authority, you have to work and gain that. If you want, I don't call it authority. Authority is a negative word actually. In these days, in a democratic country, I don't think authority, gaining some control, is not a desired thing. And of course, things have changed. Why do we teach these students? And what are these children going to become? What careers are these children going to take after their education? What are the skills and what are the qualities that these children will need to have after completing their education? We have to understand those things also. To obey an authority was very primitive in today's atmosphere, to today's environment, or a future workplace environment. The obeying an authority, yes, to some extent we all have to obey something, but under an authority, working as a slave and under an authority is something. It is a colonial idea, no? So don't be concerned about those things. That's my humble request. Dimmed attention, yes, we are going to discuss. And if you have noticed the title of the presentation, one thing I have asked Joju sir very right at the time when he requested me to give the title. I requested Joju sir to put the distracted generation within inverted comma. So distraction, we have to understand the distraction then we will understand that this is not a distracted generation or a problematic generation or an. There was a book by, I forgot the author, Haidt, Dr. Haidt, had written a book called Anxious Generation. So we need to understand why they are anxious or distracted. Okay. Then there are other comments. There is a lack of empathy. That is a serious accusation. Students these days don't have an empathy towards the teacher. And what about the teacher having an empathy with the students? So we will deal that also. My presentation includes something where we have to empathize with the children of today, the Gen Alpha or the Gen Z, whatever it is. So then concentration capacity, again, it deals with attention. Mobile phone distractions, again, attention issue. This indisciplined life, okay, indisciplined life. The children, most of us are dealing with in schools and colleges are below the age of 25. Below the age of 25, they are just formative years. The prefrontal cortex, which deals with the emotions and all those things, haven't yet developed. Recent studies, they develops up to the age of 30. So early 30s, it goes on developing. So we can give acquisition in that indisciplined life acquisition is too much. They lack basic language skills. Yes, it has to do something with the media ecology. Okay, language skills, hate towards authority figures, again, attention span, distraction, overuse of media. I'm reading the messages, okay? Too much information, less motivation towards traditional way of learning. Exactly. We are also going to look into that also. Distraction due to overuse of media, workload and time pressure, encouraging uninterested or distracted students to participate actively in difficult. So again, that is a topic we are going to discuss. So I think you got an idea what we are going to discuss. We are going to discuss about attention issues. We are going to discuss about uninterested students. We are going to discuss about strategies to overcome these things. But strategies, it is very vague, and it is because each subject, each level of students will have different needs to have different strategies, different ideas. But generally, what we need to do, first thing we have to understand the issue. Okay, that is what I can help you today as a teacher in mass communication and journalism. Most of the concerns you have raised right now, roughly, to somewhat deals with media usage, especially new media. So in that context, I can help you. Okay. So these are general things. And phones, once you take a class and once you just turn back, the students will immediately pick up their phones. Then sometimes when you're discussing, we will be very encouraged, and we will be discussing some great concepts, and what we receive is a blank stare from the students. So these things happen. Then teacher gets exhausted after all this frustration and everything. So understand the teacher just by checking the comments itself makes me very happy, actually. I think that I am not alone. You are not alone. There are several other teachers. If everyone had commented, had made a comment here, it will be on the similar lines. Okay, we are all not alone. Every teacher, the 142 people who have joined right now through the Google Meet, and the rest of the others who are going to listen through YouTube and other media, everyone will have very similar opinions. So we are not alone. But we have also heard that the students these days have the attention span of a goldfish. This idea have been circulating for some time now. It was actually not a research study. It was actually a marketing comment made by Microsoft Canada, and this got good traction, and people still refer to the attention span of children these days is below 8 seconds. The goldfish has 9 seconds, but it is actually not factually correct. It is not scientifically correct. Both these things, goldfish attention span as well as the attention span of students, it is not scientifically correct. On the other hand, what we need to understand that the deep attention capacity has not changed, but what changed is the ways in the conditions under which we are asked to deploy attention has changed. That is primarily because of the media uh, world that we are in. So, what is media ecology? Media ecology is an area of media studies where people believe that the media that we use, for example, right now we don't have a primary media. We have lots of media, platforms like social media and online magazines. We have print media still going on. We have magazines. We have newspapers. We have the electronic media, radio and television still actively going on. So what we today have is a media repertoire of media repertoire. We once you are watching television, some of you even now you're listening to my speech and you will be scrolling in your mobile phones. You may be watching television news. You may be reading a newspaper right now. So you may be listening to a podcast at the same time. So we have a media repertoire now, repertoire of media. We consume all this media at the same time simultaneously or one after the other, whatever. With this, so media ecology, what it poses is that whatever is the primary medium or the most influential mediums or media of a particular era will influence the way. It is the environment itself in we live. It's just like living in a place. If you're living in a city and you're living in a village, you'll have totally different outlook towards the world. The same way, the media that you consume is your environment. So the people who lived their formative years in a print media dominated era will be different from the people who lived in a television or electronic media dominated era. As the same way, people who are living in the current era, the students, our students who are having their formative years in the current era of new media, they will be fundamentally different in their nature, in their philosophies, in their world outlooks, in their politics, will be different from what we used to have. So that is the issue that we have to address. We have to empathize. Somebody had blamed the students for not having empathy with the teachers. We have to empathize with these students. We have to understand the issue. Yes, I think somebody had raised your hand. Was it accidental? Of course, if anyone have any questions, just type the question, or even interrupting me will be fine. Okay. Anyway, in-call messages is welcomed. Okay. Then, so this is a myth. Attention span issue is a myth, but it is something else. We'll check it. Before that, we'll understand what is the media that we are, what is the dominant media of this particular era and how it is affecting us. So what is the dominant media? Of course, it is the new media. We have WhatsApp, Instagram, all the other social media. We have numerous other conventional legacy platforms like television, radio, everything is there. Anyway, this new media is the most dominant, and this is the one which our students use. Maybe on an average, I think it is 6 to 7 in developed countries, and even in Kerala, you can say the same. 6 to 7 hours of social media and new media usage is very common among our students these days. So, what does this media? This media behaves differently from all the other previous gen media. These new media platforms are controlled by big tech companies, and these companies are not engaged in entertainment business. These companies are not engaged in news business as the previous. For example, newspaper was engaged in the business of giving you information. A television channel, a news television channel is engaged in the business of giving you news. An entertainment television channel is engaged in the business of giving you what you call entertainment programs. A music channel is dedicated to giving you music programs. But these social media platforms, these new media platforms, they are not engaged in the business of giving you content, not news, not entertainment. Instead, they are all advertising companies. So what we had during the past 2 decades was an information overload. We had too much information coming in. Okay, and what happened? Information became if there are economics teachers, they will know. how when there is a scarcity in something, demand increases, the what do you call, the price increases, etc. And when there is an abundance of something, the demand will go down. Okay, the information, we have abundant information, but the scarce thing was in this era the attention. Attention became scarce because there are few the billions of information, and there are few netizens. Compared to the available amount of information, the time we have, the attention became a big commodity. Our attention, not just the youngsters, everyone's, our attention has become a commodity, and the attention became scarce. As a result, an economy developed around this attention. So this is called attention economy. Every reel that you watch, every shorts that you watch, every post in social media you watch is demanding your attention. And what these big tech companies did was to optimize their platforms. They created algorithms which will optimize the content and provide the content in a customized, or whatever you call, according to your desires, according to the way everything you see in a screen is customized. Whatever you call it, the user experience or user interface, everything is customized to maximize the engagement. Okay, there is another comment. But what I personally find is that teachers is updated and uses multidisciplinary mode of teaching can keep them focused. That is okay. Some people are coming up with solutions. Very good. We'll deal with solutions at the end. I want solutions from you also. That we will discuss later. Okay. So we are living in an attention economy. So the teachers who are finding it difficult, including myself, to gain the attention of the student are not competing with other teachers, or the issue is not your capability, your knowledge of the subject, but you are competing with these big tech companies who have the algorithm which is optimized to the last pixel, which is optimized to the last code, which is optimized based on the data that have collected. The data, what is the data they have collected? They have collected every data regarding your desires, your interest, your browsing history, your personal details, your personal habits, everything they have collected. And using this data, they have customized they have made a wonderful algorithm which will give you content based on the suggestions, based on the algorithms criteria. Okay, so you are competing with that kind of curated content, or algorithm dictated content is what we are competing with. So it's very difficult. Okay, I think people who have some idea about these things, who have people who are not familiar with, for people who are not familiar with the algorithm and all those things, I will explain it in Malayalam as well, I think. അപ്പോൾ നമ്മൾ സോഷ്യൽ മീഡിയയിലൂടെ നമുക്ക് കിട്ടുന്ന ഉള്ളടക്കം നമുക്കെല്ലാം അറിയാം. നമുക്കത് ഓരോ ആൾക്കാർക്ക് വേണ്ടി കസ്റ്റമൈസ് ചെയ്താണ് ലഭിക്കുന്നത്, അല്ലേ? അപ്പോൾ അതൊരു ആൽഗരിതമാണ് വർക്ക് ചെയ്യുന്നത്. ആൽഗരിതം എന്ന വാക്ക് നമ്മൾ മാത്തമാറ്റിക്സിലൊക്കെ മാത്രം പഠിച്ച ആൾക്കാരാണ് നമ്മൾ. ആൽഗരിതം എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് സെറ്റ് ഓഫ് ക്രൈറ്റീരിയ അവർ ഡെവലപ്പ് ചെയ്തിട്ടുണ്ട്. അതിന് അപ്പോൾ നമ്മുടെ ഇൻട്രസ്റ്റുകൾ, നമ്മളിപ്പോൾ സംസാരിച്ചുകൊണ്ടിരിക്കുമ്പം, ഫോർ എക്സാമ്പിൾ, നമ്മൾ വീട്ടിൽ തന്നെ സംസാരിച്ചുകൊണ്ടിരിക്കുകയാണെങ്കിൽ നമ്മുടെ ഫോൺ നമ്മൾ കേൾക്കുന്നുണ്ട്. നമ്മൾ ബ്രൗസ് ചെയ്യുന്ന ഹിസ്റ്ററി ഒക്കെ പല ട്രാക്കേഴ്സും നമ്മൾ ട്രാക്ക് ചെയ്തുകൊണ്ടിരിക്കുകയാണ്. പല കമ്പനീസിൻ്റെയും ട്രാക്കേഴ്സും നമ്മുടെ ബ്രൗസറിലുണ്ട്, നമ്മുടെ ഫോണിലുണ്ട്. അവർ അതിൽ നിന്നൊക്കെ ഡേറ്റ കളക്ട് ചെയ്യുന്നത്, നമ്മുടെ താല്പര്യങ്ങൾ മനസ്സിലാക്കിയിട്ട് അതനുസരിച്ചിട്ടാണ് നമുക്ക് കണ്ടന്റ് തന്നുകൊണ്ടിരിക്കുന്നത്, അല്ലേ? അപ്പൊ
സാറേ, കുറച്ച് ഫോറിനേഴ്സും കുറെ നോർത്ത് ഇന്ത്യൻ ആളുകളും ഉണ്ടേ.
ഓഫ് കോഴ്സ്, ഐ അണ്ടർസ്റ്റാൻഡ് സർ.
എന്നൊക്കെയുള്ള ഫോറിൻ സ്കോളേഴ്സ് ഒക്കെ കയറിയിട്ടുണ്ട്.
Sure. I was just explaining the same thing in Malayalam, so that if anyone have an issue understanding these terms, that's fine. When I conduct the session in English, I have the tendency to include more technical terms, jargons. So I was just explaining the same thing in Malayalam. Okay, for those who are not able to follow Malayalam, I was explaining the same thing in Malayalam. Okay. And yes. So what happens in the attention economy? It is just like a lottery. We can focus on the most widely circulated content these days is shorts. or reels, what we call. In some platforms it is called reels, some platforms it is called shorts. We are also engaged in scrolling through the shorts, yes. Not just children, we are also in the habit of scrolling endlessly through these shorts, very short videos, which comes in our screens, and we can move on to the next screen. Every scroll is a new, like something new. So this is the dominant media of the day. This is the dominant media that our students are familiar with. And compare it with the 30 minutes or 45 minutes or 1 hour long lecture that we are giving, of course it will be boring for them. Okay. So what is the reels doing? It is giving just like a lottery. You don't know what the next reel would be. You're not going browsing and searching for a particular content. It's a surprise. There is a surprise element. You scroll and next video will be a surprise thing for you, and something will be there will be a humorous video, there will be something related to, there will be emotional video, then next one something will be a political issue, the next video will be some agitation somewhere. So it is a surprise, just like a lottery. It's like a you don't know what gift you are going to get, what prize you are going to get next. It will be a surprise. So that kind of variable reward is there, that produces far more dopamine. So even discussions regarding reels and dopamine is very common in social media, and many of you may be familiar with the concept. And why do we scroll is primarily because of the anticipation of something new will generate dopamine, and dopamine becomes an addiction. We want more and more dopamine in our bodies. Dopamine, which earlier helped us to complete a task, is now becoming a distraction, because every now and then we want more and more dopamine. It has become an addiction, and that results in an endless scrolling. I'll move on to the next topic. The addiction related thing, dopamine loop. The dopamine loop is when you want earlier dopamine, actually people actually call it a happy hormone. It is not actually accurate. You cannot call it a happy hormone, because people say that when you achieve something, when you get something, dopamine is released in your body and you becomes happy. But it is not actually technically correct. As far as I understand, I'm not a person with science background, but based on my reading, it is an anticipation hormone. Actually, if you anticipate that something good is going to happen, dopamine is released. I think science teachers can help me to understand more about dopamine. Yeah. So it is unpredictable rewards you get through endless scrolling is making you do that thing. Okay. And this behavior causes something called an attention issue, but it is not exactly the diminution of attention. It is a modification of our attention span, or the attention span of the children who are growing in this era. Okay. So what happens in the digital world? There is infinite novelty in every second. You can have multiple tabs opened at the same time and scroll through multiple videos. You can have different types of content, different multimedialities there. Okay. Then you won't feel bored for a second, unless it is exhaustion of watching continuously, or continuously having addicted to dopamine. Then you'll feel a boredom. Other than that, you won't have a free time even for thinking. You are in the influx of a lot of content, different types of content. Okay. Then there is immediate personal feedback is there. At the same time, in traditional classrooms, it is a delayed feedback. Teacher takes a lesson, only after that teacher may ask them questions. Okay. Teacher is a single source in traditional classroom. Digital world, you have numerous sources, different types of sources. Okay. Influencers are there, expert talks are there. You can listen to a TED talk, you can listen to a YouTube video, you can listen to a friend explaining the same thing, peer interactions. Everything is possible. Digital world, things are more visual, auditory, and interactive. But in traditional classroom, it is linear and text based. So these are things you are familiar with. I'm not going to explain it in detail. We'll discuss with what happened with our attention. So this is the kind of environment what we discuss is the kind of environment our students are in, and now we have to empathize with these students. These students during their formative years had to go through these things. Okay, had to go through this kind of media, this kind of the this. I don't. It is a deliberate attempt by these big tech companies to gain the attention, gain our attention, and the victims sadly are the students who are in their formative years. Our children who are in the formative years have sadly become the victims. That's why people often, even the founders of these big tech companies, they keep their children away from the social media, primarily because they know that they have customized these algorithms to gain the attention, and this kind of attention grabbing technology are going to affect the children because they haven't got the skills, they haven't become emotionally stable, their prefrontal cortex has not been developed fully. So these people understand it. That's why they keep their children away from the social media. You must have heard about the example of Zuckerberg, and yeah, somebody have posted already here. Tania Alphonse George teacher have posted something. She says that big tech company CEOs like Zuckerberg keep their children away from these apps they have created. So already teachers have said the same thing. Okay, yes, that's true. So what happens with our children? We cannot control. We may be able to control our children, but the students we are not able to control. Their parents have to do the thing. We can obviously give them guidance, but since they are already exposed, what can we do now? Okay. So understand them. Continuous partial attention. We can. This term was coined by a tech expert, Linda Stone, who have worked for companies like Apple and Microsoft. Even before the commencement of smartphones and this social media, she coined it in 1998. But I think this term has become prominent recently. Continuous partial attention. So continuous partial attention is not what we some teachers pointed out as diminishing attention, or it is not even the multitasking that we as teachers we have been doing multitasking on various occasions. We have to do multitasking. So this is not multitasking. This is not diminishing attention. This is something else. It is called continuous partial attention. So continuous partial attention is what we are having right now. Our students are in this particular state. They have the attention, they have a top level of attention, but in a very low profile, low resolution, and they at the same time they are looking for even checking in their mobile phones or from their environment. They are checking for more interesting, more urgent, and more rewarding stimulus or experiences. So when they are listening to your class, they are at the same time checking for more interesting experiences. That is why we feel that they are not listening to us, they are not obedient, they are not respecting the authority, they are not interested in the subject, etc. The issue is that just like scrolling, just like having multiple tabs open at the same time, the habit of using multiple tabs, the habit of scrolling endlessly has gotten to them. And that's why even while listening to our lectures, even while listening to our classes, they are searching for more interesting ideas, more interesting stimulus, more interesting topics. Okay, so understand this thing, these children. Also, in colleges right now, we know that every now and then the children picks up their phone and checks their feed, their notifications. That is because of something called FOMO, fear of missing out. Again, this is not a Gen Z or a Gen Alpha term. The term was there before. You have to credit most of these terms to the millennials like us. But this term is very important to this generation because they have the issue with them. The fear of missing out in the virtual world is so much there. I had posted a status today morning and I want to know what responses have come to that. I posted my the that I am going to take a lecture at 7:45 today, and I want to know what are the response I got to that message. Have everyone liked it? Somebody shared it? Have somebody made a comment? Everything we are interested, and at the same also what we want to know, what about the people we are following, celebrities or influencers we are following, what happens in the celebrity world. We are in constant, you know, urge we have to check these things, just like early generation. We want to know now and then, there are elders in our house checking now and then in television to know what is happening around the world, because they grew up in such an environment. They grew up reading newspaper, watching television, and they want to check every now and then the news. Just like that, the children who grew up in a social media world, they want to know the current news in the social media world as well. So that's why there is an urge in themselves, in them. Growing up, from my personal experience, I know this issue, fear of missing out, because when we had a television at home, and people in the 90s who grew up in the 90s know that 4 p.m. Sunday there was a movie, there was a regional language movie that comes out that was the only movie in the week we could see in television. There was not computer or any other thing, except for the select few very privileged people who had a VCR and whatever, the VCP or the video cassettes in their home. The rest of us had only this 4 p.m. movie in every Sunday to watch in Doordarshan. So if we had missed out that particular week, if we had to go somewhere, attend some functions, and missed out that 4 p.m. movie, for the next week in school, we will not be able to engage in the conversations that we have in our circles, social circles. Our friends will be saying about the film. They will be discussing about the film. They'll be laughing at the comedy elements, the scenes, comedy scenes. They will be discussing the dialogues in the movie, and we will be feeling left out. The person who does not have a television set at home will be feeling left out. The person who was not able to watch the television movie will feel left out. So as a child, I had the urge to watch that 4 p.m. movie every Sunday. If I missed, it will be like missing out in the social circle. It will be like missing out great time with my friends for the next 1 week. So imagine what is happening with the children, our children. They'll be feeling missed out if they missed out any particular happening in the social media in a particular hour or particular minute. So they cannot miss the notifications. They cannot miss the happenings in the social media. They cannot miss their update from a influencer they are following. So the fear of feeling missing out, as a result, they're always thinking of, even when they don't have their phones with them, their computers with them, they'll be thinking about what they're missing out, not about the lecture we are having, not about the topics we are discussing. They have the constant issue with them, and it creates a big anxiety disorder in them. So it's a neurological state. This continuous partial attention is a neurological state that was groomed by the new media. So we have to understand that, and it is involuntary. These children are not doing this in, no, they're not doing it consciously. They're not doing it deliberately. It is a neurological state, and this happens involuntary. Okay, teachers, I repeat the word. It happens involuntary. They are not doing it on purpose. It is because of their training in this new media environment. They are doing so. They are always on. I mean, there was always online, but never engaged. This is reflected in our class also. They are in the class, they are listening to us, but they are not deeply engaged. Okay? And as a result, there is stress. They are constantly in stress and anxiety. They have issues Every now and then we see some student or the other thinking about something, and in their face we can read that they are anxious, they are having some sort of trouble. Every now and then I see a student in front of me and having this expression, thinking about something else while we are discussing. And sometimes it will be very interesting things, we will be discussing about something very interesting, and there will be some student in their anxious phase. So this is the issue with the media they are consuming. Understand it, please. Um, and also, as I said before, the CPA is not the multitasking which some of us do. We say, oh, we are also doing these things. We are also watching television. We are also watching, using mobile phones. We watch reels. At the same time, we are also working hard on our routine works. We have many documentation works. We have that work, and the NAC is there. We have accreditation issues. We are all doing multitasking, but the what our children is doing is not the same. It is different. Multitasking, what we are doing is voluntary activity. We do it by our own choice, our own, because of our demands, by demands of our work. This is not the same. What we do is conscious. What we do is derived by the desire to be more productive, more acceptance, more for promotion, etc. and all. But what these children are doing is a psychological issue, uh, an involuntary no condition. Okay. Uh, so we say that even multitasking to some extent is a myth. Okay, you have to understand that also. When we say we are multitasking, I have seen teachers during evaluation. Evaluation actually is so Jojo Jones sir will know, teachers in every teacher would know that you have learned Bloom's taxonomy. Evaluation is a higher order thinking skill. We have teachers who, while doing their evaluation, they'll be listening to music, they'll be listening to podcast. Younger teachers these days, we have seen a lot of teachers listening to podcast or listening to music while they are checking the papers of students and reading, no, correcting the answer scripts. It is not right. It is not possible. Multitasking is not possible. We have concrete studies regarding it, which says multitasking is just a myth. Yes, personally, we all do multitasking to some extent. When we have to complete things, we will multitask, and then we get bored and we do a lot of other things. Then several other works come in between, and we do these things. But it will be at the expense of the quality that the quality, qualitatively there will be the product that we generate in through multitasking will be very low when compared to deep and focused work. Okay, and I think we can skip this idea, and it is taking a lot of time. I'll move to the strategies that we can use to overcome this issue. And this strategies, I said, this is very baseline. This is not customized to each of one of your needs, but it is general thing which I try to do, and you can also adapt in your particular domain and level of teaching and your subject. So one is micro learning. Micro learning is to divide your class into small chunks. Don't think about a 45-minute continuous lecture, just like what I am doing now, because I believe that you are all teachers from a different generation and you can listen to long lectures. That's what I believe. Yes, we are also having difficulty in listening to such lectures. So first thing, we have to reduce the class into small chunks. You can have hook. You can and the student also should know that there are small parts. There is a part one. You don't have to alter any of your syllabus. You don't have to alter the content, but make it in such a way that students feel that each is a different thing. Okay, small. Sorry, the presentation has gone. Okay, so divide the class into small chunks, and each portion has to look different. The stimulus has to be different, like a short, as Jojo sir just commented, less like shorts. We have to divide our class into small chunks. And the direct instruction, yes, we have to have direct instruction. It is important in, especially in many subjects, theoretical subjects. We need to have direct instruction. You can add group activities. We need to give them space to interact with their peers. It is so important. They can't listen to us for a long time. We need to listen to them. They need time to interact with their classmates. If we don't give them time within our the portion we are dealing to interact between themselves, they will discuss something else with themselves. Okay, we need to give them that space. Then the reflection has to be there. Consolidation has to be there. So direct instruction, these children have the capability to gain a lot of information in a small time, okay, in a very short span of time. So we can reduce direct instruction. We can give those things in a very then you can limit the time. You can gain more time by making the direct instruction very short and crisp and brief, and we can add the other things in our interaction and reflection, etc. Okay, basically what we are doing is to mimic the novelty of the digital world. We just do what these big tech companies are doing, what these social media platforms are doing. We have to mimic those ideas. Then, as we know, these children are visually, and the spatial intelligence and visual intelligence, etc., have gone up. Interactive interaction also has gone up. Somebody, that is what we say that some of the teachers have already complained that they does not respect the authority. They don't have the sense that the person standing before is our guru. Is a very respected person. Though no, they don't have any such issue, respect towards them. They consider as a peer. Okay, that is a positive thing actually. They don't fear us. They don't. They consider you can be as interact with them as a peer, as a senior peer or a more learned peer. Okay, a person who has some knowledge about a particular a person among us who has a somewhat knowledge in a particular subject. That's all. Not the ultimate guru or the authority figure. No, though that is not possible these days. So you have to understand that, and also the content we create has to be more visual, like graphic organizers. These students can understand very quickly. If you give a concept map, they can grasp it very easily. They can create what you call sketch notes, drawings. These children, they do this kind of things, no, with their collages. Those things you can have, and these things all depend upon the topic and subject you are handling. So I would like teachers, Jojo sir already have posted a message that teachers can share your ideas. I think if some of you have any ideas, very unique ideas, please do share immediately after my presentation. To engage the such ideas that you can use in your classrooms to engage your students. Then the next strategy is to deliberately build distractions into your class. You have to bring in distractions. Just like this social media notification, the smartphone notification, you have to come up with something else. Students have to think that this is something else. But that at the same time, you can, it should be related to your topic. You can, that might be an example related to the theory you have taught. That might be some activity so you can create distractions in between your lecture deliberately. Yourself. If you are not creating distraction, your student will create distraction. Okay, so we have to create the distraction on our own. After 2-3 minutes, you can post and think about something. In smaller classes, it can be some exercise activities, what we used to do. But in higher classes, it should be some personal talk, something related to a recent incident, something related to even these people actually love to hear from us, from our experiences, our personal experiences. we can relate the topic with our personal experience and then say something, and they will be interested. Actually, they'll be more interested to listen to our personal experiences than the content. Because when we learned, when we used to be students, we used to complain that teacher is taking too much time in explaining their personal ideas. The teacher is we had a teacher used to complain that teacher speaks about his children, his teacher used to tell about explain in detail about how to make a curry, a special dish that she is making. We used to complain. In those days it was considered as a negative thing, but these days if you speak about something, about your personal, what curry you made at the home today, what dish you had yesterday, the student will be really interested. You can integrate those things with the topic you are discussing, and those personal anecdotes, those personal experiences are so much relatable to the students, because those are the things they see vlogs, they personal vlogs, home tour, all those things are very familiar and relatable to the generation now. So we can bring in those things, but make sure those things has to be somewhat connected to the topic we are discussing, and they'll get engaged and they'll be interested in the topic we are discussing through that kind of interaction. Then sensory shift, music, some students, teachers who can sing, who can act, those things, your creative abilities has to be put in to give new stimuli to the students. Make sure that the distractions are not for them to check their smartphones. Okay, it is not a make sure it is not a wastage of time. It is not to give up in the topic we are discussing. We have to bring them back after the distraction through this distraction element to the topic we are going to discuss next. So these strategies should be very carefully planned. Okay, I'll give a theoretical basis for that. The American Academy of Pediatrics says that short breaks improve overall retention. Short breaks are very essential for the retention of the topics we are teaching. So brain consolidates information during low demand activity. When we are having a very theoretically intense session, and if you give a short break, they will get time to think about the topic we discussed. They will have time to come up with their own ideas about the topic. So these kind of pauses, these kind of distractions are very important in the overall retention. It has a scientific base. Okay. Next is training focus. This is also another issue. Just now, when I explained the issues with the children, many of you might have already understood this issue. They have may have and understand. For those who for some of you, this might be new. This kind of the understanding, a media ecology perspective of understanding the generation might be new. Anyway, what we have to do also is to make our students understand that they are having such an issue. Don't say this is an issue, or don't frame it in a negative way, but just be a good friend of them and say that it is very important that because of the media that we are using, we are going in this direction. We are losing the ability to have deep attention. What we have to do, they make them understand the issue, make them understand why they are scrolling endlessly, make them understand that your anxieties are the reason behind your anxieties, the anxiousness, etc., are because of this habit of consuming new media, and also help them to regain the attention, regain deep focus, help them with activities. If we understand our problem, half of our problem is solved. Yes. So help our students understand their issue, be a good and while making them understand, don't blame, don't say that we never had that issue, only you are having that issue. Yes, the current teachers also are having the same issue. We are also having what you call continuous attention issues. Okay, so be a good peer, be a good friend, be a good guide, and tell them you're having this issue and help them with activities which can improve their attention levels, improve their cognitive levels. Okay, so that is also important. Uh, and to a response to the comments, most of the comments said that students does not understand the teachers, empathize with the teachers. At the same time, what I suggest is that we have to empathize with the students. Only when we empathize, we will get that connection. Today's students, they will say vibe. Teacher, we are not having a vibe with you. In order to get that vibe with our students, we'll have to empathize with them. We'll have to understand why they are behaving in this manner. So, what is empathy actually? Empathy is to be lenient and not lower the expectations. Don't be too much. Sorry, empathy is not being lenient. You don't have to be lenient. You don't. Often, when we discuss these things in parenting sessions, what most people get the idea is that uh, when we say parents need not beat their children, most people think that it is zero parenting. You have to let them loose. No, it is not like that. Just as when we say we have to empathize, you don't have to be lenient. You don't have to lower the expectants. You don't have to let them off. Okay, let them off the hook and you say what you do whatever you want. No, that is not empathy. You don't have to make the class an entertainment show. Just because I said it, when you can bring creative elements, you don't have to make it a music show, your dance show. You don't have to. What teachers are doing right now is taking a lot of reels in the classroom. Every classroom activity is a reel now these days. And I heard recently one of my friend who's a parent said that this particular teacher is not taking no giving any photos or reels in the classroom activity, and as a result I am concerned whether they are doing any what about the happenings in the class. The parent is concerned about what is happening in the classroom, because that particular class teacher, unlike the class teacher in the previous year, that teacher used to take reels and photos and share with the parents. Okay, and the parents were happy that so much is happening in the classroom. But it is again a social media issue. We look at the our post of our friends, friends going to traveling. We see they are enjoying in some party, they are enjoying in some social occasion, and then we get anxious. Oh, we are not enjoying our life, only our friend is enjoying. That friend is going to for a trip, I am not able to go for a trip. That kind of anxiety is there with us also, our students also. Okay, so you don't have to do those things. You don't have to make every class session, every activity in a class need not be a reel, need not be an entertainment show. You don't have to compete with Instagram. Okay, just because I said you have to make classrooms into chunk, don't make it an entertainment show. You don't have to compete entirely with Instagram. Yes, your competition is Instagram, but it doesn't mean that you have to be an Instagram. Okay, and what is empathy? You have to make them. You have to understand what are the tech forces. What are these big tech companies doing to our children? You have to understand those things. That is empathy. You have to respond into that kind of issue with your knowledge. Come up with strategies, and also very important, compassion. Be compassionate. We don't have to, unless we have compassion, we won't be able to help those students. Don't let them become a prey to these big tech companies. Okay. Uh, Help our students reclaim the agency over their own mind. You have to help them, and also we have to come up with ideas. We have to strategize, and we ourselves have to improve our sessions. And very important, I have not included it, but I said in my opening remarks that we should understand what these children are going to be, what will be the world or the career pathways that the children are going to choose. In their, what are the skills they require? Somebody said that language has level has come down. We have to understand that earlier we had to. Sorry, is that a question? Somebody have switched on the mic.
Sir, carry on. I will mute that.
Okay. So my opening remarks was that we have to understand. Sorry, I'll. We have to understand the career pathways or the world these children are going to live their lives. For example, in your career skills, language today no longer, when we are writing something, for example, if I am writing something, earlier what I used to be concerned is about the grammar, the spelling, etc. And part of my writing issues were related to the selection of words, finding words, new words, spelling of that word, grammar, etc. But right now, if I am writing something now, I have the help of Grammarly, softwares like Grammarly. You have spell check. You can paraphrase with some generative AI tools, etc. and all. So now I can concentrate on my writing. So writing something earlier was different from writing something now. So the students also, they don't have to be experts. They have to know in the language skills need not be the same as what we have. The language skills today have to be more related to the content. What are they are going to? The message is more important rather than the framing of the message. That we have to understand. Because to frame the message, they will have help from different corners, different technological aids. Okay, so what we need to teach them is to share their experiences in a clear manner to us. For that, language will come gradually if you are able to share experiences. I have seen some of my students who were very poor in their language skills at college and school, and once they, I know I will share the experience of one of my students. He after immediately completing his graduation, and he had very low marks just because of his language skills, not because of his knowledge in the subject. The subject knowledge was better for him. He had very practical knowledge in most of the media subjects we taught, but his language skill was very poor. But and what he did after his graduation was to go on an all India trip, what we call hitchhiking. Hitchhiking, many of you might be familiar. That is, they don't have any money and they don't spend their time. They don't have the money to travel in flights or train. They will be hitchhiking. They will be without any money. They will be traveling across the country. They will be staying in some dargahs or some hostels or some shared accommodation or from friend's house. So in that way, this boy went to an all India trip for 1 month after his graduation. And after that, he wrote a very beautiful piece. He started writing in Facebook initially. And after that, it was published in the Yatra magazine of Madhubhumi. And I was surprised by the language skill of that particular student. He was writing in Malayalam. And his language was so good that that I couldn't find in his answer scripts. The language actually came through his experience, not by the learning of grammar or vocabulary. So experience is what is more important, and the ability to share that experience is more important in these days. So language skill, at least in my area, journalism and mass communication, the experience language skill has become different. Okay, so this is the kind of the career or the skills that students will be having, the next generation students need to have. So they have that has become different. So what we teach, what we we have to focus is also different, not the conventional ideas, not the conventional way we were teaching. So whatever is missing, whatever issues we have to when we see that students are behaving differently, first we have to think that whether this skill is necessary for them in the future, whether this kind of teaching is necessary for them in the future, whether these ideas, whether the strategy is necessary for them in the future. So that kind of thinking also need to happen within us. So these are at a glance what I discussed right now, and these are the key takeaways. I think I can skip that, and we will focus on something more important. Can you please share at least one strategy just now as you were listening to my session, or what you're already practicing and you think still it is very effective among students. If you can share this either by switching on, posting it in the message box, or you can also switch on your microphones and you can share that experience. One strategy that you can use to engage these students. Tanya, teacher has said that education system, by that evaluation, makes most of what the children learn now will become redundant in the future. Yes, yes. But make sure at the same time you don't have to be don't say that everything will be redundant. Some skills, basic skills will remain. No? It will be useful also. For example, I teach a paper called photojournalism, and I teach a skill course. I handle a skill. I offer a skill course and multidisciplinary course in photography as well. But you know what I learned in my college? I actually learned film photography, and that too I learned to develop black and white photography. Our professor in the college, it was his last year, Professor Ramangutti. He taught us in the Department of Mass Communication Journalism in Kerala University. He taught us to develop black and white film, and I have never used it in my career or in my teaching career, and I have never taken a black and white photograph after that. Yes, I have taken a few film roles early in my student days, but never after that. And I'm not teaching any of that in my sessions today. So within 1 or 2 years, what I learned in my college became obsolete, redundant. But that experience, that experience of using that black and white film, black and white, using a film camera, all those stays, all that has enabled me to be what I am as a photography teacher. Okay, so those experiences, even those things which are redundant, will be very useful. Then there's another thing we used to learn, for example, headline writing. Our teachers used to teach us to write to a particular size. I don't know where you are familiar. The size of the headlines were determined earlier in the days before the DTP. We had something called point size. So for a headline of a news, it has to be 10-point size. That means a letter, for example, if it is in English, letter A will be 1. Okay, letter E will be 1. Letter I will be half point. So the earlier in pre-DTP era, the editors will be assigned by the designers a particular size. Once they post the news story, they will say that the headline has to be in 12 point, and they have to write that headline accordingly. You have to write the headline, the words should be limited so that it can fit in that particular size. So when our teachers taught us, yes, I studied during the DTP era, but still the syllabus had that kind of activity. We were asked to write headlines in a particular size. 10 point, you have to write in 10 point. Then we'll have questions in the exam paper also to write headlines in such a manner. You have to limit the number of words in the headline to fit that particular size. It is no longer required in the DTP era, but that training really helped me during my media career. So even now, it is not, this present day students don't have to learn it. They are no longer recorded. It is no longer a required skill, but it has helped us. So some of the basic things what we are teaching is still relevant, but yes, many of the things are redundant. It is going to be redundant. So we focus on those core areas, and if it is not going to be, for example, handwriting, still students are being blamed and punished for having bad handwriting. Nobody is going to write anything in the future, at least in their job career. They won't be even signing in the future. Handwritten signatures won't be there. Yes, it is good to have a good handwriting. You can impress. Calligraphy is an art. As an art, it will be still relevant. But punishing a student for not having a good handwriting is not right. Teaching topic can made us as characters, giving students names, lose the method. And Reena teacher, I couldn't make out what you were telling. Teaching. Then next is Lalita teacher saying friend and pair and share. Okay, reflection of perfect demonstration class. Teachers must be co-learner, cooperative and collaborative learning. Yeah, we have been discussing about this for a long time, collaborative learning. But what happens is that most teachers don't understand the importance and understand the core concept. Just when we say collaborative learning, we just give some activities randomly, and we don't understand the importance, because in future most of the problems we face has to be solved not as individuals, not as individual societies, not as individual nations. The problems that we face in the world has to be solved as a collective. The other day I was listening to a TED talk by the founder of Vicarious, AI technology company, which the company is now acquired by the Alphabet, the parent company of Google. They have acquired the company, and he's no longer part of that. So the founder of Vicarious gave a TED talk last month, and he says that during a meetup of these big tech AI entrepreneurs, he went and personally met every AI entrepreneur, Sam Altman and all those people, and he asked them a question: will the AI technology destroy the human civilization within next 20 years? And he says that almost all the AI entrepreneurs said that there is a chance. And in TED Talk he says that don't be disappointed, but what happens with the tech companies right now is that the AI development is right now that nobody is restraining themselves out of fear of competition. If some company is thinking that this technology will be harmful to our human civilizations, and they are stopping the development of the technology, what will happen is some other company will do the thing and they will start gaining profit. So right now we are facing an AI race. There are several companies racing towards the development of AI, and which company do we subscribe to? We are all spending our money in AI technologies right now. Okay, so which company do you prefer? Do you prefer Gemini? Do you prefer Perplexity? Do you prefer Claude? You do no Anthropic? Do you prefer Copilot? So these companies are all profit oriented, and because they are all individual companies and not collective, they can't, even though they are concerned within themselves, all these people are concerned within themselves that AI can harm human race, human civilization. Since they are not collaborating and connecting themselves, they are concerned about they're not concerned about only profit, and they are not concerned about humanity. So collaborative learning is very important. As nations, as individual corporations, we cannot exist in the future. We have to collaborate. So that idea we have to generate in our students. Collaborative learning is part of our attempt to inculcate the value of cooperating, being a society again. It is not to promote individualism. Okay, what happens in our classrooms when we give internal marks on the basis of collaborative activity? Okay, we give internal marks for a team. Entire team will give same marks, and the students will immediately come complaining that, sir, in the team I did all the work, and then my friend don't do any work, and so you are giving the same marks to all of us. It is not right, sir. And what reply do we give? Okay, so every now and then this happens. The students are not getting the point. The teachers are also not getting the point. So it is very important for us to inculcate these value of collaborative learning, etc., because this is the future. So what are the values and skills that is required for the future, we have to work on that.
Teacher should be a good observer.
Definitely. Yes, teacher. Very important thing. Let the teacher say. Minimal Joseph teacher is raising your hand. Yes, teacher. Minimal teacher, yes, we are listening to you. A uses large amount of fresh water as a coolant, so there will be water crisis. Yes. I think to collect more, another, it is common by another John teacher. I think to collect more experience from student based on the topic that we share in the class will allow them to. It is a wonderful suggestion, teacher. Even I have thought about it. We have to do some micro research in our classrooms. We have to take feedback. We have to understand the social media as well as new media usage of our children. Every teacher, when you go to your classrooms, if you have facing some issues with connecting with your children, do one activity, conduct a very small research. Conduct a small research to analyze their media activity, media usage activity. What media are they consuming? How many hours are they using it? What are the content they are using it? Whether they are having anxiety issues related to the usage of media, whether they are following influencers, what influencers are they following. You can have an idea by, you don't have to be a questionnaire survey or something. You can have small interactions and understand what they're. Yes, questionnaire survey can be done if you are able to do it. So understanding the children is very important, teacher. Yes, good suggestion by Anida John, teacher. Also, interacting with the children is very useful also. They will teach us a lot of things which we miss out. A lot of popular cultural ideas, actually, the children will help us to understand and keep us updated with the popular culture. It is important, no? Any more questions or any feedback? Rather than questions, it will be interesting if you can share your ideas regarding this topic.
Hello, Anis sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you very much, sir, for the brilliant discussion and sharing the tips for handling the new learners. Today's session was very interactive, and you have opened space for all the participants to contribute and construct knowledge. And I liked, so we have micro teaching sessions for teachers, but that micro learning sessions for students, that was a very creative thing. So putting that into practice would definitely change the style of learning of all our students. On behalf of Joseph Mar Thomas Pidava, the Bishop in charge of Center Commission for Education, and the management of Mar Theophilus Training College, I would like to thank you for the brilliant session. All the slides were really interesting. Plenty of take home, sir, out of your busy schedule. Thank you very much for sparing time for enlightening all of us. Thank you very much. Now, Gauri, please move to the next level.
Thank you, sir, again for such an insightful session. Your thoughts and perspectives were truly valuable and inspiring. I now cordially invite the participants to ask any questions or share their thoughts related to today's topic.
Gauri, you can move towards vote of thanks, because they have all shared in chat and interacted already. Thank you.
Now I would like to welcome Dr. Deepthi Elizabeth Matthew, Associate Professor in Mathematics, Mar Theophilus Training College, to deliver the vote of thanks. Please, ma'am.
Good evening, one and all. Excuse me. So, can you hear me?
Perfect.
Good evening, one and all. Today we got a great and thought-provoking session on the topic From Scrolling to Studying, Engaging the Distracted Generation. In this rapidly changing digital era, technology has become an inseparable part of students' life. As educators and mentors, it is our responsibility to guide students' lives. Today's session provided valuable insights and practical strategies for the better understanding and engagement of the present generation of learners. First of all, I express my deep sense of gratitude to our respected resource person, Mr. Anish M. Das, Assistant Professor, Mass Communication and Journalism, Government College, Calcutta, for your inspiring presentation, valuable insights, and thought-provoking ideas. Thank you, sir, for enriching all of us with your expertise and experience. I extend my heartfelt gratitude to the Malangara Syrian Catholic Church Synodal Commission for Education for organizing such a meaningful and timely academic initiative for educators and students. Your dedication towards promoting value-based and quality education is truly commendable. I sincerely thank Theophilus Training College, Nalanjara, for collaborating and coordinating this wonderful program successfully. I also extend my sincere thanks to all the organizers, coordinators, faculty members, and supporting staff whose hard work, planning, and commitment made this program a grand success. My heartfelt appreciation goes to all the dear teachers and participants who actively joined this session with enthusiasm and interest. Your presence and participation added great values to this program. Once again, thank you everyone for your valuable presence and support. Have a blessed and wonderful evening ahead. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Ditya Elizabeth Matthew. And now, dear friends, before moving towards national anthem, a few instructions to all the participants. Pop up at 6:50 on 30th and 31st. Okay, time details, everything will be shared to you through our group. Now, I will share the Google form and the joining link of the group after the national anthem. If you would like a certificate, please fill in the Google form perfectly. Otherwise, we will not be able to send you certificate. 4 programs, 4 certificates. Okay. Now, and give us ample time to send you the certificate. A minimum of 2 weeks we need. Thank you for supporting us. Now, Gauri, we can move to national anthem. We can give your comments.
Thank you, sir. As we conclude today's session, let us respectfully join for the national anthem.
Janagana mana adhinayaka jaya he Bharat bhagya vidhata Punjab Sindh Gujarat Janagana mana adhinayaka jaya he Bharat bhagya vidhata Punjab Sindh Gujarat Maratha Dravida Utkala Vanga Vindhya Himachala Yamuna Ganga Uchchala Jaladhi Taranga Tava Shubha Name Jage Tava Shubha Ashish Mage Gahe Tava Jaya Gatha जनगण मङ्गलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे.
Thank you very much, dear friends. Don't move out. Let me tell some important things. Now, it would be great if you share the poster and the link with all the teachers of your esteemed institution, especially Malangara Syrian Catholic schools and colleges. All the participants take special care to instruct all the fraternity, office staff, teaching staff, and the training college and TTC student teachers also. Inspire them to join, because this is a very important program, and the participation in this program and the certificate signed by the Central Commission chairman is going to be very significant for all of us. And for all the participants, those who are here, I would like to request all of you to share the poster and the link with your friends and colleagues, and I would like all of you to join on 30th and 31st. 99% our time schedule will be from 7 to 8:30 like this on both days, and we will be addressed by Professor Dr. Maya and Dr. Amit Ahuja, Professor Amit Ahuja from New Delhi, and His Excellency Right Reverend Dr. Joseph Mar Thomas, the Bishop, Chairman of the Synodal Commission for Education, will also be addressing all of us. Thank you. That's all. Please stay back for a couple of minutes. In the chat, we are providing the link of the Google form and the link of our 4-day online refresher program link. Thank you. Stay back for 1 minute. Thank you. So both the links are given. One is the link of our online refresher program. Next is the link of today's feedback. And I will share the video of yesterday in our group, so that you can watch yesterday's talk, so that you will get a complete picture of the 4-day training program, those who couldn't attend yesterday. And we'll be having next session on Saturday and the final session on Sunday. And the certificate signed by His Excellency Bishop Joseph Mar Thomas and other distinguished people will be reaching you online by mail in a couple of weeks' time, and certificates link will also be shared in online refresher training program group. Thank you, patrons. See you on Saturday. Thank you. So I'll be staying back here for any clarification, query, or something. You can interact with. Dear friends, my special appreciation to Gauri, Asha, and Dr. Deepthi Elizabeth Matthew for cooperating and collaborating. Special support from Dr. Ansi A.S., Professor Martha Training Colleges, specially acknowledged. Thank you. God bless.